What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate 2 Reviews. Well, as you're aware, Makita XGT is rather expensive. I've covered that in my last few videos, even, saying, hey, some of these tools aren't even worth it at some of these price points. They're just wildly expensive. Now, I've gotten a few comments on a few of my previous videos, saying, hey, how do you order from Amazon Japan? What's the best way to, order tools directly from Japan? Well, I'm going to go through it step by step here, guys. So this is definitely the video for you. If you want to buy stuff from Japan directly, whether you want it from made in Japan tools or you want to just save money on a lot of the tools like Hikoki, which is also Metabo HPT here in the States, same exact tools, just different branding, as well as Makita XGT tools and just regular Makita LXT tools. A lot of the tools now are cheaper in Japan than they are here in the US. Even paying rush shipping is still cheaper than buying them here in the US. So let's jump right into this, guys. All right, so here's Home Depot's website. Kind of a great place to start here for looking at XGT tools. Now, the thing that you're going to want to look for, of course, is what tools do you need here. Now, the first thing that I would say definitely avoid is don't buy larger tools. If it's heavier, larger, harder to ship, you don't want to pay the shipping from Japan. So things like miter saws, blowers, some of the larger, saws here, chainsaws, actually lawnmowers, you're not going to want to buy from Japan, nor will they probably be available for shipping anyways. So don't worry about those tools. You're going to want to go for just like the single, one-handed tools like impacts, drills, maybe some smaller saws, things like that that are going to be well worth it to ship over from the Japan to here, and they're not going to cost a lot of money. Especially things like like the little blowers now, that's going to be a great deal. Things you definitely don't want to buy from Japan are things like batteries. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this one, but I don't think you can ship those batteries via air international freight, as well as chargers, because the chargers will not work here in the States. That is the big thing, is because those chargers are on 220 in Japan, different outlets as well too, and they will not work here in the States unless you have a converter, and I wouldn't try that with a charger. Now the batteries are universal, of course, so you can get those in. That's awesome. But remember, the tools are fully universal with the batteries. So you can put Metabo HPT batteries on Hikoki tools and vice versa. As well as Makita, XGT, LXT, all the same tools will work here in the States. They have not changed their platform at all. It's entirely universal no matter where in the world you are. The only thing that changes is going to be what charger you're using, what actually plugs directly into the wall. That said, don't buy corded tools from Japan as well. You're going to have the same issue with those tools not being able to work here or wherever you're buying them. That'll be also an issue there too with having a different type of voltage coming out of the wall. Okay, so let's start with a tool here. This is a tool that I just reviewed the other day. It's basically the last video on my channel here. Now this is going to be the Makita. This is the GWT-05. This is just going to be their regular half-inch impact wrench. Now here in the States, it's quite expensive. Whether you want the pin detent or the hog ring, it's going to be $324. Quite expensive. So let's jump over to Makita Japan and I'll show you how to get set up here. Very, very easy. All you gotta do, go to amazon.jp, very easy to do. You're gonna have to create a new account. So whether you're not you have a current Amazon Prime account, doesn't matter. You go on amazon.jp, Amazon Japan, create that account. You're gonna put your name, address in there. When it asks you for a credit card, here's where it gets a little tricky. You're gonna wanna make sure you have a credit card that doesn't have any currency transfer fees. Now, the Amazon Prime credit card, which I recommend to use, I've kind of been reading online about that, which is the best to use. The Amazon Prime credit card doesn't have any transfer fees because, of course, they want you to shop on Amazon with it, so they're not gonna have any, any fees or anything crazy there. I haven't had any issue with that card at all so far buying from Amazon Japan. So once you add in a credit card, I recommend just using the Prime credit card. It's kind of easy, kind of one and done there. After you have your address in, you can then finally go to Amazon Japan. Now, you're going to find that a lot of the stuff is going to be in Japanese. So, of course, you're going to want to take your whatever browser you're using, have it translate that to English. You can also, of course, go up here and change language to English. You can do that as well. At the same time, make sure you change the currency to the US dollar. That's also another key thing there too. Help you to really be able to, of course, translate the pricing very quickly there. That is a big help there too. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. When you search for stuff, you can't just use phrases like, hey, I'm looking for the Makita XGT half-inch impact. That's not how it's said in Japan. Especially when you're translating English back to Japanese, how it's doing it for you automatically, it's not going to go through that way. So what you want to do is start with just very basic search terms. You can go with like Makita, Hikoki, Makita XGT, Makita 18 volt, things that are very, very simple there to help you kind of find what you're looking for. So I'm just going to do Makita XGT here because, of course, those search terms are very, very simple. Now, you're going to see some stuff here that is, there's no price listed. That means it's currently not available for A, shipping from Japan to the US, or B, it's just not available right now. So, depending on which it is, it doesn't really matter because you can't buy it anyways. Now, of course, there are new and used offers. I have not tried those, but if it's not Prime, I would not give it a shot because it's going to be from a third-party seller. I wouldn't really trust that on Amazon. I would only trust Amazon Prime directly. All right, so we're on Amazon Japan here. Typing in Makita XGT, you're going to see some stuff like, hey, this is $434. That's going to be the full kit price for this tool. Like I said before, you don't want to do those. You don't want to have to buy the charger because, of course, that's not going to work here in the States. And also, it's likely too that they won't ship the batteries here as well either. So also, you can probably buy the batteries here cheaper in the US anyways, so I wouldn't worry about that. You're going to want to try to find the tool onlys here. So when you see this, you're going to see, hey, it's USD 137.45, ships to the US, only 5 left in stock. There you go. That's a tool that you can definitely buy, and you're going to want to compare that to the US options as well. So let's try to find that impact here, and here it is. This is going to be the Hog Ring TW004GZ. Remember, the model numbers, they do change. There's international model numbers for Makita, which is pretty much everywhere but North America. And then there's the North American model numbers, which of course are going to be different than around the world. So you can't just type in, you can't just go, Makita, I want the GWT05. You're not going to find that on Amazon Japan at all there. So let's go over here and we are going to click on this. It's going to be 161.45. Now check this out. We have USD 3404 delivery. So that's going to be right around 789 90 195 there to get that shipped to the US, and there is no taxes. I have not seen any import fees or tariffs or anything. I've heard some stuff where it's above 500 in a quarter, if someone's like 1,000 per year. I'm not really sure on that one. I've kind of looked around at. I can't get a straight answer from any one source, but so far I have not had any issues. I bought probably 4 things this year now from Amazon Japan, and I've not had any issues so far with anything. Hey, you got to pay these tariffs, you got to pay these extra fees. I've not seen anything so far, but you of course don't want to order, don't order 40 of them because you're definitely going to see something, of course, come through that way. You have to definitely pay a fee there. But this is going to be right around 195. This price, of course, is variable because as the Amazon has deals, as shipping comes more expensive, comes less expensive, you're going to see stuff move around in price. So for 195, you're getting this in, and that's going to be a really good savings over the U.S. price, as well as this tool is likely to be made in Japan. So another pro there too. But your only downside is you're not going to have any warranty on that tool because, of course, it's not sold in the US, so there is no warranty there. That's going to be your only downside. But honestly, for the amount of money you're saving, it's not a bad deal there. You can almost buy 2 of them and still be almost ahead there for the cost of just 1 here in the US. All right, so let's go over to Hikoki as well. This is where you're going to find some really interesting deals here. I actually bought 2 of these, the WH36DC. This is going to be the Metabo HPT multi-volt bolt here in the States. And let me show you that here. Where is it? Right here. This is only available in a kit, which is pretty annoying. You can't buy this tool, tool only here. It comes with 2 batteries and a charger for $299, which is cool. That's a somewhat an okay price for what you're all getting there. But what if you don't want the whole kit there? Well, too bad in the US. Not so. You can buy this tool in Japan, on Amazon Japan here, and it's actually significantly cheaper here. All right, so let's go over to Amazon Japan here again. Check this out. If I just type in Hikoki, obviously it's bringing up this buy it again because I already bought this tool, but you can of course search for this and of course find the color you want. To definitely do some research on this, type in the Hikoki and the model number there and find all the colors available in. You're not going to find every color in Amazon Japan. If you want some of the special release colors, as this tool does have 2 unique colors to it, you're going to only find those probably on eBay. And I'll get into that in a little bit here on eBay too. but you can find the color you want. There's going to be some, of course, sales here. Some tools are about the same price. When you add in shipping, it might be a little bit more, like the blower, maybe the 36-foot router too. So not really worth it for those. Like this new compact reciprocating saw, 179. It's currently 159 here in the States. So again, that tool is not worth it. But let's get back up to the 36-volt triple hammer impact here. Currently on sale for 109 right now, which is pretty cool. So let's add this to our cart, and we're going to go over here. It is going to be 109. There's a coupon for that too, so we can clip that coupon, get an additional 3% of savings, which is pretty cool. And now we're going to go to checkout. All right, so now we're in checkout. Check this out now. We are 105.58. Now, when we add in shipping, there's going to be two options here. And from what I've discovered on most of these tools here, when it comes to shipping, there's not a huge difference between standard and priority. So right now, standard shipping is going to be $26.68 there. If we go to priority, which for me, it's been about 2 days shipping time, basically just regular Amazon Prime, but it comes from Japan, comes via DHL too, so they are really good with tracking, and they are really, really fast. This is going to be only about $2 more. From all the orders that I've done, I've seen like a $1 to $3 difference between standard and priority. So I've always done priority, and it's been, rather quick, rather fast, and it's always been really, really cool. So we're at 134 now for tool only, and of course we're getting a color that is not available in the US, which is really, really cool to get. Of course, when you look up these tools, you might find one color might be quite a bit cheaper than another color, and that's kind of what I've been doing a lot, is just kind of what color is cheaper, and I go for that one. So you can, of course, search different colors, find a good deal that way, wait for a sale, wait for a coupon. That's possible there too. So our total now is 134.37, and that is shipped. That I believe will include all your taxes as well too. And that's it. So it's that simple. Once you create your account, add your credit card, add your name, address, and then searching for the tools does get a little tricky, but once you kind of figure it out, once you do your first order, that's about it. That's a massive savings over what you're going to find in the US. If you don't need those batteries, you don't need that charger, and you want a cooler color, there you go. Of course, there's going to be a lot of other stuff to search for on Amazon Japan. You can also find a lot of the cool circular saws as well too. You want to be careful because they aren't labeled the same as they are here in the States. This is going to be an 18 volt. This is not XGT. This is regular LXT. Also right here, this is going to be a kit. That's going to be your kit price. Would probably avoid the kits myself personally. And of course, you're not going to find everything that you're going to find here in the States. You're not going to find the lawnmowers and stuff. You're not going to find the larger tools. But you will find a lot of unique stuff that you don't see here in the U.S. You'll find some like some of the boxes, of course, from Hikoki. Check this out, Makita. This is going to be the XGT here. What is the vacuum here for only $104? Where if you go to the U.S. here, let's type in XGT vacuum. It's going to be a lot more expensive here in the States because you can probably only get this in a kit, I think. Yeah, right here. Actually, this is a slightly different one here. Actually, where is it? Right here. $494. This is going to be one 4-amp hour battery and one charger. $500. It's pretty crazy. But you can buy it right here from Amazon Japan for $104. Probably, like another 20, 30 bucks in shipping. And I will answer this question too. I'm trying to get this in the comments here if I don't answer this. What if you buy multiple tools at the same time from Amazon Japan? Do you get a discount on shipping? The answer is yes. I have experimented with that a little bit. I've ordered 3 and 4 tool orders at the same time, and the shipping was definitely cheaper than having them all be separate orders. They will package them in a larger box for you, not all the time, but sometimes they will do that for you and give you a discount on shipping, which is really cool to see. Now, another tool that I found that is going to be a massive savings from XGT here in Japan versus the US is going to be the mid torques for some reason. I have no idea why it is, but the mid torques here in the US are $370. The add in tax, you're going to be well over $400 there. And of course, that's a crazy expensive tool there. Now going back over to Japan, it's going to be $213. Even if the shipping is 40 bucks by itself, you're at $250. You're still saving $150 over buying it here in the US. That's honestly super well worth it there. Of course, that's a massive savings there. And even some things like, some of the drills here, you can buy them in colors not available here in the US. You can buy the XGT. This is going to be one of the more compact drills, not a hammer drill. And of course, you can see the difference in price because one is teal and one is black. So one, of course, is going to have a discount. Maybe not, maybe. But if the one sells less on Japan or Amazon, they usually put on a little bit of a discount there. And there you go. You can save a little bit of money there buying that XGT drill. Like I said before with Hikoki, some of the tools are going to be more expensive, some are going to be less expensive. But of course, you look for deals here. You maybe do a little bit larger order. You will find some savings with shipping, of course. Whereas some tools are going to be about the same price or way more expensive in Japan than they are here in the US. Like the multi-tool, this can be easily found for about 99 bucks in the US, especially on Amazon, Lowe's. But of course, in Japan, it's 178. No idea why that is exactly, but sometimes they do that. It's just kind of whatever you find that's cheaper, buy it from that place instead. Like I mentioned before with VAX, this VAC is not even available in the US at all. I did buy this in white. I think it was like a special color. It's called Snow. But absolutely fantastic vacuum. And I bought this before the XGT vacuums were actually somewhat affordable as well too. So you can pick up this vacuum. It's going to be the multi-volt vacuum from Hikoki, which is the same as Metabo HPT. This tool is just not sold here in the States, but getting it for 121. And I think the shipping on this was like 15 or 20 bucks when I bought it, so it wasn't bad at all. And it's just a great vacuum there for that really great price that you're not going to find here in the States. You might also find some tools that are not going to be available here yet at all. Let me show you the Makita. This is the TD173. This is going to be that new impact driver that is going to have the buttons on the back here. Pricing is going to be comparable to eBay. Now, eBay is much more simpler to order from Japan, but there is a bit of a catch there because you're ordering from a reseller. Because on Amazon Japan, you're buying this directly from, when it of course is coming from Prime, it's coming directly from Makita, it's coming directly from Hikoki. So you're basically kind of cutting out that middleman there of whoever bought it in Japan is now reselling it on eBay. Not all the time, but sometimes you're going to find that it's going to be definitely more expensive on eBay than on Amazon Japan. Plus, the reason why I buy on Amazon Japan so much is because of the 2-day shipping is not that much, and it's pretty price competitive to eBay anyways, whereas if you buy off eBay, I've heard them coming in and takes a couple weeks to get here because of course coming from Japan, which does take a while. Now you of course can grab these tools here. You're going to find, of course, a pretty wide variety of pricing based on which one is selling the most. So the teal one is going to be your cheapest at 142, your olive green 144, black 144, and the more popular colors like yellow and purple are going to be a bit more expensive, as in the purple here is not even available, probably sold out right now. And the yellow, of course, is always very popular at 186. So always kind of search for the tool you want, then search for the colors to see if you can find a better deal, unless you really want that color of your choice. And guys, that is about it. Basically, you just create an Amazon account on Japan. Nothing crazy. There's no Prime membership to subscribe to. You add your name, add your address. You then, of course, go up here to the settings. You're going to go English and then US dollar. After that, you're going to be searching for the tools that you want. Use just very basic search terms. You can, of course, search for the exact model number because it doesn't exist elsewhere in the world. It's only a North American model number. So type in just stuff like Makita XGT, Hikoki, and then you can find what you want to go from there. Of course, avoid things like kits, batteries, chargers, and larger tools. For example, right here, this is going to be a cooler shipping to the United States. If you were to add this to your cart, your shipping on this is going to be well over $100, if not $200 or $300 to get this shipped over from DHL from Japan. Now, this cooler is, of course, now available, I think, in the US. I think we have this either LXT or XGT. I think it's like 600 bucks now in the US. So always cross-check a lot of these tools in the US and Japan. See which one, of course, is going to be cheaper. But things like the impact wrenches have been significantly cheaper elsewhere in the world. Things like drills, a lot of stuff here. Even like this is going to be your big high torque 252. That's way cheaper than, of course, buying it here in the US. So that's about it, guys. Once you add it to your cart, you're going to go add it to cart here. It's going to give you a price breakdown once it's in your cart here. And there you go. You pick your shipping rate. I've always picked priority because it comes in about 2 days. Worst case, I had like one come in 3 days. Not a big deal there. And there you go. You can then place your order with your credit card and you are good to go. That's your total price. Expect to get that tool within a couple of days. And that's it, guys. So if you want to save money on a lot of the XGT stuff that you can't get here in the States, maybe stuff that's way overpriced here in the States, as well as Hikoki tools that are not available at all, whereas you can also buy these tools that are going to be, maybe come out in a year, maybe come out not in a year. They are available entirely from Japan for somewhat reasonable deals, but you just got to kind of search for them. That's the only trick there. So guys, let me know in the comments if you got any questions. Happy to answer those, but it's really not that complicated. It's pretty simple. Once you do your first order, like, wow, that was really simple. And I always cross-check all the tools that I can find from the US, Japan, any new tools as well too. Follow like Amazon, or sorry, follow like Makita Japan and Hikoki Japan on Instagram. They kind of show off all the new tools almost a year in advance where you find them elsewhere, especially here in the States. That's a great way to find a lot of the new tools. So guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Hope this helps, being able to save some money on tools, also being able to get tools that are not available here too. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe, and have a great day.